Hello, my name is Egon Cholakian. Today I have an urgent message for all of humanity that pertains to the fate of our civilization. I elected to bring this message to your esteemed attention following my recent participation in a joint Nobel Prize Committee National Academies of Science meeting in Washington, D.C., whereat we discussed the issues of misinformation and disinformation. This sparked a point in my life where I realized there is so much misleading information on the subject of climate change that inspired me to deliver the following message to you people. This matter is of utmost significance for the survival of every living being on this planet. Before I proceed, I would like to introduce myself briefly to those who are not familiar with me, so that you can understand the seriousness and legitimacy of my message. I, Egon Cholakian, am a qualified particle physicist affiliated with the preeminent CERN Particle Physics Laboratory. I retain a very active role in the development of new technologies with respect to the Future Circular Collider, a particle accelerator with substantially higher energy than previous ones of this type. Likewise, I am actively involved in NASA's NISAR mission, the first satellite mission to collect data with ultra-high frequencies and thus observe a wide range of Earth processes, from the flow rates of glaciers and ice sheets to the dynamics of earthquakes and volcanoes. Additionally, I am an active member of the International Association of Intelligence Educator and an international tax law professional. In my career, I have served as a legislative tax analyst attached to the President's Commission on International Trade and Investment Policy, the White House, under Presidents Nixon and President Ford. I was affiliated with the Harvard Legislative Research Bureau and served on the board of editors of the Harvard Journal of Legislation. Thereafter, I worked with the Reagan Kitchen Cabinet and Reagan White House, where I was intimately involved with President Reagan's Strategic Defense Initiative project. In total, I have worked with 4 U.S. presidents. For the most part, I reside in Cambridge, Massachusetts, USA, home to both MIT and Harvard universities, where I have academic roots. Equipped with a combined legal and physical science background, I developed a professional career within the national security, legislative affairs, and academic communities, commencing very early on in my life. My current professional activities take place on Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C., where I serve as a federal lobbyist at the U.S. Congress and White House. Nonetheless, my current activities are centered on climate change and national security-related matters. My qualifications attest to my competence to make a decisive statement regarding climate change on our planet. It is evident that the Earth is experiencing a rapid escalation of extreme climatic and geodynamic events. There is a significant rise in the occurrence and magnitude of seismic, volcanic, hydrological, atmospheric, gravitational, and thermal anomalies. Furthermore, we have recently detected a number of alarming anomalies in all the layers of the Earth's system. There is an extraordinary displacement and destabilization of the Earth's core, a sporadic and chaotic acceleration of the planet's rotation, and a shift in its rotational axis. This scenario is compounded by a critical weakening and emergence of atypical anomalies of the magnetic field and a change in the composition of the upper layers of the atmosphere. These events have culminated in an extreme activation of magnetic foci and an accompanying increase in deep mantle earthquakes, a decrease in the thermal conductivity of the ocean. As a consequential result, our oceans have lost their ability to function as a compensatory and cooling mechanism. All these alarming factors indicate only one thing, to wit, our planet is on the verge of self-destruction, and humanity only has a few years remaining to avert this impending catastrophe. Right now, our planet is entering a cycle of climatic disasters that affects all the planets of our solar system. This entire solar system undergoes this cycle every 12,000 years, and every 24,000 years the cycle has its highest intensity. Similar to Earth, evidenced processes of change in the cores of other planets and geodynamic restructurings, as well as the increase of atmospheric anomalies, are occurring elsewhere within our solar system. This, in turn, would suggest that these cycles are caused by the influence of an external cosmic impact on all the planets of the solar system. This is the pattern of recurring climatic disasters that we reside in today. that could lead to the demise of humanity of our planet Earth. If we look at Mars, we realize that the same pattern of consequential behavior is merely an echoed reminder of the planet's doomed fate. My friends, this is the backdrop from which I am now speaking with you today. Until now, our planet has seemingly managed to overcome all the prior catastrophic cycles. Now, however, it is reasonable to expect that the Earth will not be capable of mitigating this current cycle. The primary reason we are facing the threat of annihilation is simply the anthropogenic factor. Specifically, we humans have waged war on the oceans. We have willfully interfered with the ocean's ability to undertake self-regulated thermal conductivity with the mass infestation of hydrocarbon-based pollutants into our waters. We humans have rendered our oceans utterly unable to transfer excess endogenous heat to the atmosphere, a requisite and integral function. Currently, in the depths of the Earth, an excess of destructive endogenous energy has accumulated, and this same accumulated energy has a need to evacuate the Earth's core in an expeditious manner. Such an evacuation of mass confined energy will bring about devastation on the Earth's surface and her atmosphere. Think of this occurrence as Mother Earth's final heart attack. The foregoing summation was arrived at in light of the following. For many years, I studied climate change. In turn, I was compelled to explore correlated climatic and natural disasters and the alarming progression and intensity of damage inflicted upon human life. Well recognizing from my personal experience that the correlated topic was not well received in either the political or government-funded academic research arenas, my interest in this highly sensitive subject was consequently intensified. And in due course, I realized that any comprehensive understanding of such a complex and sophisticated subject would likely require an intimate interface within not only the geophysical and astrophysical domains, but a variety of other specialized scientific domains as well. Such a realization quickly established the exceedingly broad depth of knowledge and resources required to gain a firm handle on the subject at hand. In brief, I required specialized expertise from qualified others to achieve competent authority in the subject of global climate change. While well-intended, the scientific community, often funded by conflicting interests, routinely finds itself divided on the paths traveled in furtherance of tackling challenging problems. Accordingly, the lens through which the subject at hand is often viewed frequently does not meet the needs of scientific interrogation. The problem of the scientific world, which is supposed to solve such issues, is that this academic world is divided. Everything is studied within the narrow confines of a specific discipline. Whereas the question of synchronous and anomalous destabilization of all the Earth's layers and the associated risk of imminent destruction of our planet can only be investigated with the use of a global interdisciplinary approach. The question is, how do we now achieve this? I did not have an answer to this question for a long time. In fact, until 2022, to be precise. It was in Washington, D.C. where the answer was finally received. In November 2022, I was invited as a speaker to an event held at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C., just 2 blocks from the White House. The event was dedicated to geopolitical issues and was attended by accomplished U.S. and foreign governmental affairs professionals. It was at this event that I initially heard a momentous climate change report delivered by the members of the American chapter of the Creative Society Project, who were also invited speakers. Representatives of the Creative Society delivered a substantive presentation addressing one of the most pressing issues that has long been the subject of my research and concern for many years: the increase in the frequency and intensity of climate catastrophes on Earth, along with the possibilities for predicting and mitigating them as well. Although it was not a comprehensive report, but rather a succinct summary, I discerned its profound scientific value even during this presentation. This is because it contained unique scientific data in the fields of geology, climatology, and seismology, as well as a deep geophysical analysis of the dynamics of processes occurring within the Earth's core and their interrelation with cyclical processes in space. Unique indeed. I found the rhetoric very intriguing, and it closely aligned with my own understanding of the matter.